is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that? I want to get deep now. I want to get into the supernatural.
Here
I
we
want to
go.
go guardian angels. I want to go spirits around you that you think that have saved you.
I've got goosebumps already, and I haven't even heard the story. It's just bloody cold in the studio. It's because someone's crossing my grave.
Yeah.
Amanda Prousey was left devastated when she discovered her younger brother Simon had suddenly died of a heart attack. Now, she was told by her husband, Simon is gone. I was really confused. I thought he was mistaken. And I meant my dad because I thought of my father because he had heart surgery a year or so before. I couldn't fathom it. Simon was he was always so fit and healthy. We described him as invincible, but when he was gone, I didn't know what to do. I knew I had to be around my family. The thing was, though, my family was about 100 kilometres away, so she jumped into her car to go and be with her family after Simon's death. So she's in the car, I don't know, she's in second or third gear or whatever, and she's driving along.
Doesn't matter, mate.
But as Amanda was driving that night, she caught sight of a strange orange light in the sky, visible in the top corner of her windscreen.
Okay.
It was like a spark, like a firework. I didn't even question it. I just thought, okay. When I looked at it, it gave me strength. It made me calm. I was trembling, but every time I felt like I couldn't do it, I looked at the light and it comforted me. Wow. However, that wasn't the only beginning of Amanda's strange journey. After driving for almost an hour and a half, she discovered that the only road to the motorway that she had to get to her family was blocked off.
Oh, no.
After a car had driven off the cliff around about 10 minutes earlier, and police had taped off the area and were turning people around. Mm-hmm. She said, I hadn't cried yet at that point, but I burst into tears, into frustration, feeling so panicked. I begged the police officer to let me pass, but he refused. Okay. Then another man came over. He had a helmet on. I'm not sure if he was a police or a firefighter. He lifted up his visor and told me, do it for Josh. Go steady. It was bizarre. My son is called Josh. How could have he known that I needed to hear those words just to calm myself? So Amanda has established straight away here, Kate, that Simon, her younger brother, he was the orange light, moving her away from the cliff that someone had just driven off just before.
It's not a great story.
Is that where we're getting? Is that how you put all these
It's not
pieces
great.
together?
Then Simon has
Like, I'm
gone to the
bored.
police officer.
Did you pre-read this?
The police officer. But how's that? The police officer then knew her son's name, and so Simon, obviously, as the guardian angel, went over to the police officer.
Got it.
Simon's gone to the police officer and said, can you just calm her down? Her son's name's Josh. Just use the name Josh. And
But
the
where's
police officer
Simon?
said,
Did he float down?
no, he's gone. He's the guardian angel.
I
He's
know.
the orange light. He's the one that kept her calm. Do you think that there are guardian angels out there, people that look over you and keep you safe, Kate, after they've gone?
I remember I told you that story. I mean, it's quite a tragic story. When I was dating somebody who lived in Queensland and I'd never heard of the coffee club. And he took me to the coffee club because he knew how to show a girl a good time. I knowed what you would like, Kate.
Yeah.
I'm taking you to the coffee club for a focaccia and a creamy latte.
Yeah, careful with the word focaccia.
Anyway, so I'm in the coffee club, and what I would normally do when we would have a lunch date is cry into my toasted tuna melt.
Hot.
And a lady, when I got up, when he got up to go to the toilet, probably to text his girlfriend, she came up to me and she said, because she could see I was crying, she said, it's okay. And I said, I'm fine. Everything's
there's
fine.
nothing wrong with me.
And she said, no,
it's okay. That tuna melt, it's out of date.
It's okay, don't eat that. And she said, you'll be fine. I can see someone here with you. Someone's here with you and they are watching over you and everything will be okay. I'm like,
Was it a pap? No. Oh, no, it was...
This Jaden wasn't at the pap.
Have we got a Eleni there?
Yes, we do. Thanks, Fitzy. It won't be half as long as your story. I'll give you a quick one.
What do you got, Eleni?
My sister-in-law was sleeping upstairs. She was in a really deep sleep. It was 2 or 3 in the morning. There was a phone that kept going and kept ringing and ringing and ringing. You know, the old house phone?
Yeah,
It would go 20 rings before you would be able to pick it up. And she thought, oh, my God, who's ringing all the time? This is crazy. She went to wake my brother up and realised he's not there. So she thought, oh, we actually don't have a house phone. Everyone's got mobile phones these days. She thought, where is he? She went downstairs, and there he was, passed out on the floor. He had a diabetic episode. It was 3 in the morning. And she woke him up, gave him a bit of sugar, and he was okay. So we actually think that was my dad doing a phone call because he had passed away, and brought it to her attention. You better go check. Just get up. He just didn't know how to get her up to go check on him.
Oh, wow. Moments in time.
Wow, and he's using the home phone to call you, Eleni.
Interesting.
Let's go to Rebecca. You believe in guardian angels, Beck?
Hey,
Yes, I
Beck.
do. Yeah.
What's your story about your guardian experience?
So we're coming up to 5 years now, but my son had a pretty traumatic birth. We'd been told that he wasn't going to survive 24 hours, let alone a week. So enjoy the time that you had with him. We were asked to turn off his life support, all the other stuff. We said no, but they said he's not going to survive. It is what it is. And I went out for cafes 5 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
So we went there with my sister and a girlfriend of mine at the time. And I was eating lunch, just minding my own business, talking to my sister and a girlfriend, and someone came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder and said, I don't want to freak you out. I'm not normally like this, but someone's telling me that your son's going to be okay. He's going to survive. Stop stressing. It's going to work out. 5 years later, he's here. He's thriving. You wouldn't even know that he's supposed to be brain dead, but he's here.
I've got goosebumps.
Oh,
Beck,
Rebecca.
Beck, did you
Covered in
ever
goosebumps.
chase this person? Did you ever see that person again or never
Never
again?
seen him. He was there, and within 5 minutes he was gone, and he just was like, just remember this. And I just was like, what the hell?
What did he look like, Beck?
He was a young tradie. He was in a high-vis shirt. You just would never have thought. He was just in a tradie. He must have been on his way to work or on a lunch break or something. And he was...
So there's
born
no
like
way.
Flash.
There's no way he could have known
No,
about
he
your
said,
son.
your son... Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
Wow.
We were very secretive about it with our families and stuff. Like, we hadn't posted anything really on social media until like a week or two until we knew what was going to happen because you just didn't know if he was going to survive.
Gosh.
There was no way. There was just no way.
That is a
and that
great
is
story.
such great news. Is your son at school yet, or does he start next year?
He starts kindergarten next year,
Wow.
but there's
You've
no
done
delay.
well. You've done well,
There's
Mum.
nothing.
Well, he
Yeah.
certainly has a purpose, doesn't he? He's here for a reason.
Definitely.
What's his name,
awesome.
Beck?
It's Hunter.
Hunter, the huntsman.
Ah, yeah. What a warrior.
Just surprised that there are some tradies out there that are beneficial. That is unbelievable.
Turning up on time, in fact, the perfect time.
Well, no, he was at a cafe.
Well, you're
He'll-
right, he was
he'll
late.
struggle.
He was meant to be at the
He'll
job.
struggle to unblock your drains, but I tell you what, he'll tell you your child's going to be all right.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Let's just talk about flying.
Fly with me.
This is an amazing story of a woman that found out that she's been banned for life from American Airlines.
Oh.
And I want to hear from anyone if you've had a ban before. It's pretty full on.
What
I mean,
happened?
well, this is the thing. We still don't know what my cousin did down at the Portalunga Hotel. He's received a life ban, Kate. No one knows what for.
Well, someone does. He knows.
When
Does
you
he
ask
know?
him.
Well, I'm assuming it's a he.
We
Is it a
don't.
he?
We don't know, and we're not going to ask. And
Is it
there's
best you don't know?
Well,
You know what? It's sometimes like,
Yeah.
okay,
Let it go.
they've
Yeah.
been banned.
Well-
Is it really going to change the outcome if we know the details? No.
Well, there's an update on it, right? There's new owners that have taken over the pub, and we thought, new owners, he'll be all right to go in. No. They said, no, if you're going to have this event, your cousin can't go. So even the new owners know about his life ban.
Oh, so
So-
it's from the pub itself. The pub has the issue with your cousin.
Not the owners. It's the bar and the walls.
But this is a mistake. This life ban is a mistake. So this girl was going to go to her sister's hen's party, rocked up, and she was very excited about the weekend.
Yeah.
Have a listen to what happened.
In June, I went to fly to my sister's bachelorette party, and I went to check into my flight on my phone, and it didn't work. So when I got to the airport, I went to the kiosk, and it also errored. I just went to the help desk for American Airlines and asked them to check me in. They're like, sure. So they go to check in, and it errors for them too. And they're like, oh, don't even worry. You probably just put your name or your birth date in wrong. Let us call someone and get it fixed. And I'm freaking out. I'm going to miss my flight. And they get off the phone. The lady looks nervous, and she's like, ma'am, I'm really sorry to tell you this, but you've actually been banned from flying American Airlines. And I was like, what? Because I've never done anything. Can you tell me? I get an email from corporate security telling me that I have been banned because I was having sexual relations with a man on a flight while intoxicated. I am a 24-year-old lesbian. Do you see me? Am I having sexual relations with any man? No.
Whoops.
Oh. So is it a case of mistaken identity or something?
It's a 24-year-old lesbian.
I'm a 24-year-old lesbian.
How can I have been drunk and having sex with a man on a plane?
Is that just an excuse you throw around?
Sometimes you do, yeah. I always go for that one. I'm a 24-year-old lesbian. No one buys it.
She had to pay another $1,500 to go another airline to get to her sister's hen's party.
Man. Yeah. Start the ball rolling, Ross. What were you banned from?
Hi, guys. Love the show, by the way.
Thanks, Ross.
Thanks, Ross.
I was banned for life from eBay for selling what was it's like a cable tie applying tool, like a pistol grip sort of tool.
Yeah.
And because it contained the word gun, a robot basically banned me. And when I asked them why, they couldn't disclose why, but just that like it was against their safety policy, but it was because it contained the word gun in the ad. I've now been banned from eBay for life.
Oh, Ross.
Right, and he's got an old fridge he's wanting to move, but I'm sorry, he's had to go to Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, no, exactly right.
What are you doing with the cable ties, Ross?
What's going on, Ross? Is there a dungeon at your place?
I've just got a feeling
that's for a different, more inappropriate time for radio.
There's more to this story. There's always...
In good news, though, Ross, we've found a buyer. Tommy, how much are you prepared to pay?
$50
I'll trade it for my eBay account.
Okay,
You're on.
Maybe
boss.
take those ones off your wrist first, Tom. So, Amanda, what were you banned from?
I was banned from, excuse me, a local airline in Australia.
Okay.
For, hey?
Go on.
Yeah, from being drunk on the flight. And, what happened was I met this guy in the airport lounge, and I was having a drink, and then he came down, sat next to me, and asked me where I was going, and I just told him. And then I went to the bathroom, and then when I came back, I had another drink, and I can't even remember getting on the plane. I can't remember getting off the plane. All I remember was that when I tried to get back home from where I was, they wouldn't let me on the plane. They told me I was banned for life. And I was stuck in this place, and I'm like, oh, well, what am I going to do? No one told me that I couldn't get back on the plane, so I had to spend about $4,000 just to get a plane back home.
No.
Are you still? Is that ban still exist, Amanda, or can you get out of it?
Well, I don't know. I'm too scared to fly with them again.
You can imagine.
Never go to the toilet.
No, and Amanda, I advise too, you don't take 2 still knocks and drink a bottle of wine on the plane. You could throw up. Thanks, Amanda.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I've got a little test for you guys.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, we all would like to think that we're, clever.
Okay.
Do you think? What do you think? Out of 10,
most people tell me
it's
clever, as in on the genius star
9.9.
gauge.
I think in life you have small wins. You know what I mean? And you think you are clever.
Do you mean on the punt?
What does that mean?
I don't
know. Sounds like someone who's not a genius.
For me the other day, 2 cars, BJ was in one, I was in the other. I took a shortcut, got home first, and I thought, wow, you're a genius.
You're a genius. Buy your mama a house.
Oh, Fitzy.
And I thought that was a small win.
That's so cute. What about you?
The other day, we walked through the front door, and the family had been out for a walk. I took off my hat and threw the hat that landed on the hat hook. And I went, you're a genius.
No, but I don't... I don't think that makes...
Fedora?
What about me being able to tell the gender and the age of all golden retrievers?
But you couldn't.
You're a genius. You're a genius.
If you head to the Instagram account and scroll right down and find the video of the Labradors, I'm
close.
sure
you got 1 out of 5.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it was
matter.
something like that. I've got a bit of a list here for you because they talk about the likes of Albert Einstein,
Yeah, sure.
Charles Darwin, people like that who are incredibly clever, and they were described also as maybe a bit odd, and so sometimes the behaviours are accepted or they're okay because they're a genius.
Yeah, sure.
So here we go. Apparently, if you talk to yourself, that makes you
a genius.
do it together. A genius. You're a genius. So you're not crazy. It may actually be a sign that you're smarter than the average person.
Do you do a bit of that, Kate Ritchie, just in front of the mirror? Hey, Kate, you're going to have a great day.
No,
you're going to be all right. You're a genius.
I usually say you're going to have another awful day.
Oh.
No. I do know. You should talk to yourself, but I don't talk to myself. Do those affirmations very much, which you should do. But I do have a lot of inner dialogue.
Yeah, inner dialogue.
Okay. Number 2, staying up late. They, in the old days, getting up early. What's that saying? The early bird catches the worm. But people who burnt the midnight oil.
There are people like that.
Well, that's because they can't turn their brains off. That's the thing.
Yeah, and they do, they'll operate beautifully on 3 hours a night.
Yeah.
Got to be mad.
We spoke about that the other day. So night owls did score higher on
if
the
that's
list.
a genius, I don't want to be one.
You're
a genius. I want to go bad.
Genius. Number 3, daydreaming. So getting lost in daydreams.
What?
People might think you're a bit of an airhead, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's that you're relaxing the brain.
Okay.
Research has found that people who report more frequent daydreaming score higher on intellectual and creative ability
Wow.
tests.
Yeah, you're a genius.
Okay, I'm currently 2 out of 3 here for you, a genius.
And what about if you're messy, thriving in clutter? You might think that those people are in disarray and they don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
But that also might mean if you have a bit of a messy house, your house
That's
might
me.
be messy and your car's messy. And maybe your mind is messy, but it means it's full of great
Yeah,
ideas.
it means you're a genius.
I think 95% of the population at the moment are going, I'm a genius. So
I'm
you're
a
not gonna-
genius.
Kate Ritchie told me I was a genius
I
this morning.
stay up late, I'm really messy and I daydream all day.
And right now I'm talking to myself, Kate. You're sounding like a genius.
If you ask lots of questions, it means that you're learning and storing new information, and it means that you're a genius.
No, it doesn't. You're asking questions because you don't know the answer. You're not a genius.
Okay, I've got 2 more. Number 6, being introverted. Studies show that introverts tend to engage in deeper cognitive processing than extroverts, and they tend to think more thoroughly and critically,
Yeah,
which
that's
can be
me.
associated with a higher IQ, and that means that you're a genius.
Yeah, that's me on the couch.
What
And
is
then-
introversion? Yeah, well, that means that you would have to be one of the biggest geniuses in the world, Kate.
I mean,
Once
you've got
again.
no friends. Number 7, and devouring books. Open to education. You want as much information as possible, and you're always keen to learn.
Okay.
Yeah, not eat them with.
Yeah, I don't read them. All right, then, mate. So you're a genius.
Buy your mama a house. Is that one in there as well?
Yeah,
Just
buy your
so-
mama a house.
If you do that, you're a genius.
I mean, you're a genius.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Oh, mate, I went down a rabbit hole yesterday. Internet sucked me in. I don't know. Algorithm got me, guys, and I found myself for around about 45 minutes down a rabbit hole.
A lot of watching people make soups.
Okay,
Yeah, what were you on, mate?
AI got me.
Okay.
So, what would be the most most recognisable voice, cartoon character, animation character in the modern century? What's the most recognisable voice?
Well, like Mickey
Would it-
Mouse.
You know, you think Mickey Mouse is probably a little bit
must.
older.
Okay.
You think maybe Tom Hanks is Woody in Toy Story or something like
yes.
that. Or what about this guy here? This guy.
Oh, yeah.
So Homer Simpson.
Yep.
Okay.
So yesterday, I don't know how this got involved with my algorithm, but for some reason, a video popped up of Homer at a rave, right? So Homer's at a rave, and there's like a stormtrooper dancing in the crowd as well. Kate, the Incredible Hulk's there.
Oh, wow,
And
what a party.
Homer's like up on stage, and he's performing, like he's like a DJ and also performing on the mic. So you can actually change and do AI covers now of Homer's voice with some of the biggest songs of all time. And one of the biggest dance songs of all time is Underworld's Born Slippy from the movie Trainspotting. So I got sucked into this yesterday.
Dark boy, touching on me and your boy in the doorway, boy. She was a lipstick boy, she was beauty the boy, and tears boy, and all in your inner space.
Couldn't stop watching it.
Well, it's quite kind of hypnotic at the best of times, and then throw Homer Simpson into the mix.
And then, you've got, stormtroopers in there, Spider-Man was dancing. I'm going, this is unbelievable. And then it just sent me down a rabbit hole. Would you like to hear Homer singing Higher by Creed?
Let's go there now. Let's make our escape. Come on, let's go there now. Let's just stay. Can you take me higher?
Oh,
it was actually brilliant.
Homer's got a good voice.
Fitzy, I want to know exactly where you were.
Another big day,
feels
mate.
like a dirty little afternoon. So were you in your bedroom or sitting on the toilet, or had you gone and locked yourself in the car in the garage?
It was just before I had to pick up the kids.
Awesome.
And I actually was late to the primary school to
Because
pick
Homer
up
was
Lenny.
AI versions of Homer singing songs were on.
Because when you go from Higher from Creed, you've got to go to Goo Goo Dolls' Iris.
Yeah, give up forever to touch you. Cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be. And I don't want to go home.
Oh, you got me.
And I don't want the world to see me.
It's accurate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I thought, I've got to go pick up the kids. And then they sucked me in with a Frank Sinatra My Way.
Oh, here we go.
So this is the ending of that song when Frank's getting right up there. Go for it, Homer.
Well done, Homer.
That is amazing.
Well done, Homer Simpson.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Okay, let's talk about least attractive habits. Give us a call, 13 24 10. Maybe you've started seeing someone and you actually think they're really nice, but you've discovered something over the weekend that's a bit icky.
My sister started dating a guy that she now has 2 kids with. When they started dating, she found out that he did martial arts. Wasn't into it at all. Lovely guy, Mum, but he does martial arts.
You know who I worked with recently? Nazim Hussain.
A very funny guy.
On a project for the ABC, and he does, what's it called? Jiu-jitsu or something. And I really like Nazim.
Until then. There's nothing wrong with martial arts.
Yeah, and it's a great fitness.
Oh,
God.
look, I have preconceived ideas of it. I actually think it's amazing for your body and your
that's
mind.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, what women want and what I'm looking for this morning, if you fit this bill, give us a call. This is like a speed traffic dating,
Yeah,
okay?
call through. Kate will give you your address off air.
Okay, what I want is a bilingual travelling blacksmith who does archery. He knows his planets and he reads. Okay. Is that too much to
Break
ask
that
for?
down for me.
Because what happened
What's
was...
number one?
They did a survey with women and they gave them 70 hobbies and women had to put them into the categories of attractive or least attractive. Of course, things top the list. The most attractive hobby that you want your fella to be doing is reading, with 98.2% of women picked that. Who were the other 1.8% of women that didn't put reading in the attractive?
I didn't know that a man
category.
with a book was sexy.
I think it is. The fact that he has interest in reading or can read is...
Tom's one of the great couch readers, aren't you? With a glass of tequila by your side.
I love
He'll
that.
pick up a To Kill a Mockingbird. And
So good. I think the other positive with that one is that you get some time to yourself while they are reading.
maybe
Exactly.
it's the peaceful nature of somebody reading.
Absolutely, but then you can move into a part of the relationship where you both go to bed and just read a book. Foreign languages, playing an instrument, cooking, tick,
Tick.
If a man can cook, painting, writing, gardening, swimming, photography, and then there is archery and blacksmithing. Who knew that was a hobby? And travelling. And then you get to the least attractive.
Okay.
What do you think might be top of the list? And I'll tell you some of the others while you have a little think.
Least attractive thing for a man to do.
Yeah.
Basket weaving.
That's not on here. There is gambling.
Go-karting?
No. Cigars, porn, arguing online, marijuana, clubbing, makeup,
Sounds like a great week away.
anime.
If one of your hobbies are porn, you got to have a good hard look at yourself.
What you are, I think, at the time.
You know what, though? I think that's an argument from a man where it's like, oh, my goodness, I can't believe you look at these kind of things. And that's the argument you're hearing back from your partner who says to you, but you said I should get a hobby. Okay, we are going to take some calls and then I'll tell you what the least attractive hobby is. Christine in Bexley. Good morning, Christine. What have you got a hobby that...
I dated a guy that used to love snakes and reptiles.
Oh, you dated a guy that liked reptiles?
And snakes.
Yep.
So,
he used
Christine...
to walk around the house with the snake around his neck.
Right, see, that can be quite dangerous. Did he have the big aquarium as well, Christine, that you had to keep warm?
He had it all set up.
See, Christine, I would say a grown adult with a love for an aquarium is a bit odd.
Oh, fish disgust.
It was disgusting.
Yeah, no. And what happens in the middle of the night when his snake goes on the loose?
I don't know, but he was a bit of a snake.
Was he? Where did you find him, Christine?
He was a friend of my brother's.
Oh, how long did it last, Christine?
Probably a whole 3 weeks because I was petrified.
Sounds like
I couldn't deal with it.
No.
When you say he was a snake, he didn't cheat on you, Christine, did he?
Yeah, he was a bit of a snake
In
himself.
3 weeks?
Oh, my God. Slippery little snake.
Oh, my goodness.
Sneaky, slithering snake.
Well, apparently, if you are listening this morning, getting back to our least attractive...
Yeah, what's up?
This is what you got to give up if your dating life is on the decrease. In at number 4 is drinking. Debating is at number 3. Cosplay at number 2. And the number 1 unattractive hobby is an interest in comic books, guys.
But it's limited edition Superman.
Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.